What is up, guys? Welcome to the Legion Monk preview for your artifact weapons. Today we're going to be going over Brewmaster, Windwalker, and Mistweaver. And from the looks of it, just watching Preach Gaming's video over tanking, it's becoming very interesting to see how tanks are rolling out in Legion. So, with our Brewmaster Monk here, you are a sturdy brawler who uses liquid fortification and unpredictable movement to avoid damage, protecting all allies. Your first ability here is Flaming Keg. Hurls a flaming keg at the target location, dealing fire damage to the target with nearby enemies. We come over to the next one, Kegerator. Increase damage dealt by Keg Smash by 15%. Potent Kick. Increases the duration of Iron Skin Brew by 3 seconds. 1.5 seconds, actually. Healthy Appetite. Increases maximum health by 15%. Swift as a Cursing River. Activating Fortifying Brew, Purifying Brew, or Iron Skin Brew increases your movement speed by 6%. Very interesting. Staggering Around. Fortifying Brew increases damage you delay with Stagger by an additional 10%. Come over here. Gifted Student. Increase the healing done by healing spheres from Gift of the Ox by 15%. Your first epic ability for the artifact weapon is Fortification. Activating Fortifying Brew grants you 25% dodge for 21 seconds. Smashed. Increase the range of Keg Smash by 5 yards. Dark Side of the Moon. Activating Blackout Strike reduces damage you take by 5% from the next auto attack that strikes you, so up to a max of 15%. Adjunct Advantage. Increases damage done by Fire Breath by 15%. Breath of Fire. Obstinate Determination. Gift of the Ox summons an additional healing sphere when your health drops below 35%. Obsidian Fists increase the critical strike chance of Blackout Strike by 15%. Face Palm. Tiger Palm has a 10% chance to reduce the remaining cooldown of your Iron Skin and Purifying Brew by an additional 3 seconds. Additional 45%, so the percent reduce is increased. Come down here. Overflow. Each time a Gift of the Ox generates a healing sphere, it has a 5% chance to generate a greater healing sphere that heals for twice as much. So that's going to be a 30% chance when you get it to 3. Your next epic ability is Brew Stash. Activating Purifying Brew or Iron Skin Brew grants you 15% dodge. Your last epic ability here is Dragonfire Brew. Breath of Fire surrounds you in flame, with flame burning nearby enemies for fire damage over 8 seconds and reducing all damage you take. And as we can tell here there, that ending number was 302,000 artifact power, and our ending number here is 1,276,685. They updated the artifacts, and I'll show you that here as we move on to Mistweaver. Your ability when you get your Mistweaver Monk is going to be draws in all nearby clouds of mist, generating Sheilun's Gift. healing the target for increased healing the target for that percent of spell power increased by that percent of nature spell power per cloud absorbed, up to a maximum of 750%. Your next ability is Mist of Wisdom. Increase the healing done by enveloping mist by 10%. Spirit Tether. Your transcendent spirits reduce the movement speed of nearby enemies by 40%. Way of the Mistweaver. Increase healing done by enveloping mist by 3%. Protection of Xiaohao. Increase the damage absorbed life cocoon by 15%. Your first epic ability here is the Mist of Shailun. Your healing spells have a chance to awaken Shailun, increasing your healing over time by 20%. When this effect ends, Shailun releases a wave of mist that heals all allies. So it's just like the Soul Cap or Ring proc nowadays, except you get all of that in healing. Next ability here, Shroud of Mist. Reduce all damage you take by 10% while channeling Soothing Mist. Extended Healing. Increase the duration of Renewing Mist by 10%? 6%, or 6 seconds. Infusion of Life. Increase healing done by Vivify by 10%. Your next epic ability is Blessing of Yulun. Activating Revival summons the Spirit of Yulun, healing all revival targets for an additional 30% of revivals heal over 6 seconds. So it looks like Mistweaver monks are going to be more AoE. Coalescing Mist. Increase the healing done by Effuse by 10%. Dancing Mist. Renewing Mist has a 10% chance to immediately spread to an additional target when initially cast, or when traveling to a new target. So that's that one. This one is Coalescing Mist. We just had that a second ago. It likes to bug out. So Essence of the Mist was over here. Increase healing done by Essence Font by 10%. Light on your feet. Channeling Essence Font for its full duration increases your movement speed. Mist of Life. Life Cocoon applies Renewing Mist and Enveloping Mist to the target. And your last epic ability is Celestial Breath. Activating Thunder Focus Tea causes your exhale the breath of Yulon, healing all allies within 12 yards. Rising Thunder. Activating Thunder Focus Tea causes you to exhale the breath of Yulon, healing all allies. And it can only occur every 30 seconds. And as we can tell there, what I said a second ago, 302,950 artifact power. So you are going to be not having all of these by the first raid tier from the looks of it, unless you sit there and farm all day. Our Windwalker, a martial artist without peer who pummels foes with hands and fists. Your first ability here is Strike of the Windlord. Strike with both fists of the heavens at enemies in front of you, dealing 3000% weapon and reducing movement speed. Dark Skies. Increased damage dealt by Blackout Kick. up here. Increase the damage dealt by Tiger Palm. So as we can tell here, if I hit this one more time, it's going to say I'll show it on this one. Tiger Claws. Increase the damage dealt by Tiger Palm. So right now it's 400 artifact power, 425, 450. So if you have a 3 of 3, those increase by 25. Good Karma. Damage redirected by Touch of Karma also heals you. Rising Winds. Increase damage dealt by Rising Sun Kick by 10%. Strength of X-Wind. Increase the duration of Tiger's Eye Brew by 3 seconds. Your first epic ability is Tornado Kicks. Rising Sun Kick strikes a second time for an additional 15% damage. Come over here. Fist of the Wind. Increase damage dealt by Fist of Fury by 10%. Activating Healing Winds. Activating Transcendence. Transfer heals you for 10% of your maximum health. That's a mouthful. Your next ability is Death Art. Reduce the remaining cooldown of Touch of Death by 20% if the target dies before it expires, and 60% at max level. Come over here, transfer the power, Blackout Kick and Rising Sun Kick increase damage dealt by your next Fist of Fury by 5%, stacking up to 10 times. So that's 5 times 10, which is 50%. Cross Winds is your next epic ability. During Fist of Fury, Wind Spirit images of you attack your Fists of Fury targets. Inner Peace, increase the maximum energy by 30. Spiritual Focus, increase damage dealt by Storm, Earth, and Fire spirits. Gale Burst, actually, we didn't fully upgrade those. So that still says 302,000, so it looks like all your artifacts are going to be the same no matter what. But Gale Burst, increase damage done by Touch of Death by 10% of all damage you dealt to the target during the duration. Thank you for watching, and have fun playing your monk, guys.